5 years after the divorce, events that might involve both her parents are fraught with difficulty. Her mother has never forgiven him for being unfaithful, never shifted from her position as the betrayed wife. Nor has she forgiven Elle for continuing to love him. "I shall be furious with you if you don't come," she told him fiercely. Now, as she drives through the early autumn landscape, she wishes she hadn't said that. The graduation was hedged about with grief and shock. Her mother was there with Roger, Elle's stepfather, but the event was coloured with a terrible sadness that couldn't be dispelled. Roger was gentle and kind because it is his nature to be so, but her mother, even on such an occasion, was incapable of hiding her bitterness. Elle could see her consciously making the effort to hold back some blighting remark. She almost expected her to say, "Serves him right." How awful, thinks Elle, pulling into the Exeter motorway services for a pit stop. That's what Pa always called them, time for a pit stop. How very sad to be able to bear a grudge, to keep hatred and jealousy so vividly alive for so long. She parks the car and reaches for her bag, checking her phone. There's a text from Angus. Angus has guided her through the mysteries of probate, kept her focused despite her grief, and now, as Pa's senior partner and closest friend, is welcoming her home. Home. She needs some coffee and to concentrate on what lies ahead, to stay strong. But it's been difficult to remain positive in the face of her mother's opposition. "You can't seriously be considering living there?" she asked incredulously. "In a cottage with a ridiculous name in a small village in the middle of Dartmoor? What on earth will you do?" Her mother has never seen the pig pen. After the separation, and as soon as the family home near Plymouth was sold, she moved back to Dorchester to be with her own father, taking 16-year-old Elle and her older brother Freddie with her. Freddie is a peacemaker. He tries to be all things to all men. He arbitrates between their mother and Elle with inarticulate affection. She understands that her obstinate love for her father is seen as disloyalty by her mother. But how can you help loving? How can you simply switch off such an instinctive emotion? It doesn't help that deep down she can sympathise with the reasons why Pa might have been tempted by the offer of unconditional love, of warmth. Her mother is critical, touchy, driven. "She just wants us to do well," Freddie would say consolingly when there were tears over homework, or, "She likes us to feel proud of ourselves," when there were criticisms after the end-of-term concert. When Freddie went to Manchester to study medicine, their mother was delighted. Freddie is her darling, her golden boy, and his loyalty to her is unquestioning. Elle loves him very much, but even at 16, she could see that it is sometimes necessary to take a stand, to choose a side, even if you might be on the losing team. "I can't stop loving Pa," she shouted crossly during those awful early days of separation. "Just because he's done something wrong. Everybody does a wrong thing sometimes, but it doesn't mean you can just switch off everything you feel for them." Her mother tried to explain the values of faithfulness, of loyalty, the difference between right and wrong, whilst Freddie watched anxiously, willing them both to arrive at a manageable, peaceful conclusion. Remembering, Elle smiles wryly. Even now, 6 years on from the initial parting, this is still a consummation devoutly to be wished. Barely 2 years later, her mother married a boyfriend from her youth, Roger Bennett, a widower with a son, Will, 6 years older than Eleanor. Pa became a senior partner in the law firm in Plymouth where he'd worked all his life, and then bought the pig pen from a farmer out on the moor not far from Tavistock. It was one of 2 conversions from old agricultural buildings, square stone buildings, slate-roofed, separated from each other by an orchard and set about with dry stone walls. "He says he doesn't hold with all these fancy names for conversions like the Linhay or the Old Dairy," Pa told her, laughing. "He's called the other one the Hen House. Don't you just love it? I can't wait for you to see it. It's small but perfect for everything I need. Hope you approve." Now Elle replies to Angus's text, shoulders her bag and locks the car. She loved the pig pen from the very first moment she saw it.